Okay, so this video is going to show you the quickest and easiest way to run a speed test on your Fire TV Stick or Fire TV Cube. This is helpful if you're suffering from slow or buffering problems. If you're watching this video as a short, tap on the thumbnail in the bottom right hand corner to see the full video. If you're already watching the full video, hang tight, more details coming up shortly. Don't forget to like this video, share it and subscribe to my channel. Doing these three things help us make more great videos for you. So this video, as I say, shows you the quickest and easiest way to do a speed test on your Fire TV Stick or your Fire TV Cube. It may also work on a Fire TV too. This is handy if you're having problems, if things aren't loading properly, if they're slow, if they're frequently buffering. So first of all you need to do is just go across to the settings cog just over there on the right. Then go down and across to network, middle button, and then highlight the network name that you're currently connected to, and then press the play pause button on the remote control. Here under recommendations, it may give you some recommendations if it's picked up that your Wi-Fi signal isn't so good. But to confirm that, let's just go down and across to run speed test. So down button once, and then right button once, then middle button. And then it says running a speed test will use additional data. Do you want to continue? Yep, I'm okay with that. So middle button on the remote control. You might not see that running a speed test will use additional data. I think that came up on mine because I'm running this from a mobile network. So it's just a bit concerned that I might be using mobile data, which might cost me. But don't worry, if you're on a normal home Wi-Fi connection, in most cases, you do have unlimited data. So you can just ignore that message. So as you can see, that circle's going round. It's running a speed test as we speak. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. So we're going to leave that to go through. Incidentally, while it's running that, a couple of tips that you can try. One thing is every so often, it's perhaps worth turning off your Wi-Fi router. Do this perhaps overnight, one night, about once every month or two, and just power it off, okay? Leave it switched off overnight, let all the power drain from its circuits, and then turn it back on again the next morning. Quite often that does help refresh the signal. Another tip, if you're running Wi-Fi and you've got low speeds, it might also be worth trying to use the 5 gigahertz network. As you can see at the top there, it says connection status, and it gives me my network name, and it tells me I'm on the 2.4 gigahertz network. Now, the 2.4 gigahertz network isn't as wideband as the 5 gigahertz network, so therefore download speeds are quite limited on that. The 5 gigahertz network has a faster connection, but unfortunately the Wi-Fi signals from 5 gigahertz just don't travel as far as the 2.4 gigahertz network. So if you've got 5 gigahertz on your router, then try switching over to that. Really, a lot of it is trial and error. Other things you can try is move your router closer to your Fire Stick or your Fire TV Cube. You can also purchase an Ethernet adapter if you have a Fire Stick, or if you've got a Cube, you should have had one supplied with it, or the latest Cubes actually already have an Ethernet port inside them, and try plugging your Fire Stick or Cube directly into your router. If you can't do that, then the next best thing to do is to buy a mesh network, and that is where you generally have 2 or possibly 3 Wi-Fi networks that you can dot around the house, and they piggyback off of one another to distribute the signal better. And generally these work better than the little Wi-Fi extenders that you used to buy, which cost about 30 quid, $30. These mesh networks are quite a lot more expensive. In most cases, they are over £150, but they do the job. They are much, much better than a Wi-Fi extender. So as you can see, my internet speed test has run, and as you can see here, there you go, it's telling me my internet speed is 13.47 megabits per second. Now, that isn't a very good speed, I must admit, but I don't get great speeds here anyway, so that's what I expect. Now, another thing a lot of people do ask me is what sort of speeds are ample for streaming? Well, it really depends on the quality of the service that you're running, but in most cases, if you're streaming standard definition, that's SD quality, then you probably only need about 5 megabits per second. If it's HD quality, then probably around about 12 megabits per second. And if you're running, say, something like 4K, probably over 25 megabits per second. In some cases, on some services, they do recommend over 30 megabits per second. And 8K or 8K, I don't know of any services that are streaming that at the moment, but you are probably talking, when it comes to 8K, when it does come about, over 50 megabits per second. So there you go, that's an idea of what you're likely to need for streaming different qualities. In a lot of cases, a lot of apps such as Netflix, Amazon Prime, BBC iPlayer, ITV Hub, Hulu, etc., they work on an on-the-fly system, and if your internet speed isn't that great, then it will try and match the quality that it's giving to your internet speed. So therefore, if you're getting, say, less than 10 megabits per second, it will stream in standard definition. If you're getting less than, say, 25 megabits per second, then it will stream in high definition as opposed to 4K. Now, I must also point out non-official streaming services don't have the benefit of that technology. So that is really where those sort of limits come into play. So as I say, if you're streaming an SD channel, then you're probably talking around about 5 megabits per second, HD channel around about 12 megabits per second, and a 4K channel, ultra high definition, you're going to probably need more than 25 or 30 megabits per second. So judging by the network download speed I've got at the moment, I've got 13, so I can probably stream a maximum of HD. That's high definition. So there you go. I hope this video helped, and if it did, why not stick around? Have a look through my YouTube channel. I've got thousands of other videos covering all sorts of subjects. Hopefully whilst you're here, you'll find something to educate you, entertain you, amuse you, and maybe even save you some time and money. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, hit that like button. If you think your friends, your family or your work colleagues might like it, then please don't forget to share this on your social media timelines. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you find out about all my latest videos the second they're released. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, then hit all. You can also find me on Twitter at CWTech and my website at cwtech.co.uk. Liking, sharing and subscribing really helps support this channel. Thanks for watching.